Plenty of men develop man boobs, a term which is medically called as gynecomastia, sometime in their lives. At least 50% suffer from that and have some kind of a depression, or they find it deeply embarrassing. I'll be talking about it. I'm Dr. Srinjay Saha. I'm a consultant plastic surgeon and a clinical associate professor at Apollo Hospitals, Kolkata. We do some skillful plastic surgeries to correct this condition, and what we find is it's really a game changer. The amount of improvement in social skills and confidence that these people get after a good surgery is amazing. What we do to correct that would depend upon how big the problem is. We define the grades of gynecomastia depending upon where the location of the nipple areola is in accordance with the inferior mammary fold. That's where the breast tissues touch the chest. So either it is above, at, or below, and depending upon that we can do a bigger or smaller surgery. One of my preferences is to do a minimally invasive gynecomastia surgery, in which I do some very refined power-assisted liposuction over the entire areas of the chest and combine that with a very minimally invasive excision of the breast glands. Most of that, and when I say most of that, it's at least more than 95% of the hundreds and hundreds of cases that I've done so far, did not find any identifiable scar a few months after the surgery. And they would go over into swimming pools and just go out into the beach and have fun and just be themselves, forgetting that they ever suffered from this deeply embarrassing problem. The problem of gynecomastia arises when there's a hormonal imbalance underlying in the body, but most often we do not find that imbalance. What it means is that although these hormones are causing it, we do not find enough evidence in the blood to say that it requires some treatment. Some of them do, and that is why we insist that everybody get a hormonal test done. But otherwise, as far as the treatment is concerned, we are not dependent upon the hormonal results at all. While doing the surgery, we put in some numbing solution into the entire chest, and we first take out the fat with very small cannulas, which is like a very small stainless steel tubes. And along with that, once all the fat is out, we put in a very small incision where the areola meets the chest skin, and through that we take out the entire glands, and we allow the chest to shrink with compression. And this is something that the patient has to rigorously follow during their aftercare. There are some aftercare protocols which work wonders and which we expect the patient to do. In fact, during the consultation, I usually insist that the patient has to show that they're determined to follow up with a good aftercare, because that is so very important for getting good results. It's a short surgery, roughly around 1 to 2 hours, depending upon the extent of the problem that we are dealing with. And the patient goes home either the same day or early the next day, and needs to take some rest for some time, but afterwards they can just do the normal work as they want to do. There would be some rest involved for the next few weeks, again depending upon how big the problem was. And so in order to say that what would be best for any person, we need to see that person first, determine an individualized treatment protocol, and then go through it. There's no one size fits all for everyone. What works for Tom will not work for Dick, and it would be completely wrong for Harry. Apart from this minimally invasive surgery, which usually is successful in at least 80% of the cases, we also have some bigger surgeries where we make bigger cuts on the chest and we take out the entire thing en bloc. It's almost like taking out the entire breast tissues as they do in cancer surgeries. That's what we do out here on both the sides, but it results in bigger scars. And scar healing takes a bigger time, and the bigger the scars, there might be some problems that we can have while the scars heal. Again, that is a function of the human body, and we'll be talking about it shortly later. But otherwise, as far as the problem itself is concerned, once the surgery is done, it's gone forever. So anybody who is deeply embarrassed, is not able to go out, I believe would be a very suitable candidate, and this can be a life-changing experience for them.